Hi everyone, my name is Gabby. Welcome to my channel, Nails in Orbit. Today we are doing Lisa Frank. This was actually suggested by one of my subscribers. So if you want something, don't forget to subscribe, comment down below, and I will put it on my list. To be honest though, this was suggested a couple of months ago. I was a little intimidated, so I have not gotten around to it until now. But still, we have gotten around to it. So we're going to do these on press-ons today because I refuse to destroy them. I know how much work they're going to be, so I will not destroy them. I want them to last forever. So we're going to do them on press-ons and we're going to jump right on into it. So let's go. Hello everybody, let's get started. So for the background of every single nail, I'm doing the signature Lisa Frank rainbow. I'm going to show you guys how I do that. So I'm using, this is milky white. So just put milky white as the base, and after you cure that milky white, you're going to want to put a matte top coat. That's what works the best for this powder. So we're using powder to do all the ombres. I do feel like that's the easiest way. There was no way I was going to sit here and do ombres with the gel polish for all these colors. Absolutely not. So this worked out perfect. I just take a little bit, it's really hard to get a little bit, but you just take a little bit of the powder on your brush, tap it on the napkin, and then swipe it on the nail. And it's very easy. It blends very seamlessly, and I just love it. It's so easy. I love it. And then after you get all those colors down, you just put another matte top coat, and then we get started on the artwork. But super easy, super fast. Like, I feel like if I tried to do this with gel or an airbrush, it would not have gone smoothly. The airbrush just gets on all my clients, and I don't know how to combat that even with Vaseline. So powder it is for almost all of my ombres. And now we're jumping right into the leopard. So I'm just taking white and placing the leopard. I felt like this would be the easiest since we have so many bright colors, and usually I just go straight in with the color, but I thought white would be the easiest today because we have a lot of brightness going on, a lot of blending going on, and I didn't want to try to blend while I was trying to do placement. So we're just starting off with white and getting that leopard placed perfectly. Now that the leopard is placed, I was very eager to get to the background. I was very excited about it. So now I'm taking each color gel polish and putting dots in that section, and then I'll let that cure, and I'll come back and I'll do the black part, and then I'll show you guys how it's done. I felt like that was the easiest way to do the leopard, and I wanted to make sure I got that. There's like a slight color change. Like if you look at the center of the leopard spots in the picture, they're a little bit darker than what surrounds them, and I feel like this was the perfect way to get that effect. And now I'm just taking my tiniest little daughter tool and just being real sporadic with it and placing the little black spots. You do not have to be perfect about this, especially with this leopard design. When you're placing any of the black dots on the background or on the leopard, you really just gotta trust your gut and go for it, because you don't need it to be perfect, and if it was perfect, it would probably look a little bit off. So you just go there, trust your gut, place those dots, and then it will look perfect. So now I'm going in with my black, and I'm just filling in the spots that for sure look like they have kind of sort of like black lines, because all Lisa Frank's artwork is not really outlined. So you kind of just I'm just going in with the black where I think the black can be. Like on the nose, you can see that it's a little bit outlined just to give emphasis of where the little those little cheeks are, and then the little bottom lip, just to give me a little bit better placement when I go in with the color. And then it's mostly just going to be the color, which is emphasizing the shapes of the face and stuff like that. So it's a little bit of a challenge in that way. This is definitely not a tutorial per se, but you guys can just watch, and then I'll jump in and let you guys know where I would have done something differently. But yeah, I think the leopard I feel like went pretty smoothly. I love the leopard. The leopard is definitely my favorite nail. But yeah, so now we're going in with the color. So I placed the eyes, and now we're going in with the orange. I felt like the orange was the most dominant color in the leopard. So I'm using the orange to shape out like where the orange is. And then I'll go in and start blending the other colors with the orange. So first, place all the orange, and then I'll move on. Now I'm going in with that hot pink. So there's like a triangle shape on the top of the leopard's head. I'm almost thinking of this, you know how they have like those heat source pictures? It's kind of like that, and it helps you emphasize the shapes and the 3D-ness of the leopard. So kind of think of it like that, I guess. And now I placed the color, and while it's still wet, I'm taking my little baby blender brush, and you can probably use any small brush you have, but I love my little baby blender brush. And I'm blending out the edges just a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to be covered with those leopard dots, and it will look like a perfect gradient, but I'm really just like messing up the edges so they're not perfect, basically. But it's definitely not like a perfect transition to the orange. But again, just keep it moving. You got this. And now I felt like the color was a little bit light, so I wanted to add a little bit of that dark purple to the inside of the pink. So that's what I ended up doing, just a tad. And you'll see me do that also for this side of the leopard as well. Now I'm going in where the white is and blending that out a little bit. I'm just putting a little bit more white on my brush because everything is cured right here. So I just put a little bit of white on my brush and kind of just like messing up the line so it's not a perfect line. And I did the same for around the eyes. Now I'm adding more yellow. The yellow, I had to add a few layers for the yellow because it was just a little bit transparent, so that's fine. And now I'm outlining the ears because the ears are mostly white. So I'm just going in and doing a little bit of yellow on the top of the ears, and then you'll see me do a little bit of orange on the bottom of the ears. But now we're just throwing the yellow where we need to throw the yellow. This is very much like not abstract, but it's very like artistic. You kind of just have to go with your gut and place things where you want to place things, and try not to be a perfectionist about it because there is just so much blending. So just throw it in there. It'll probably look good, and just try your best. This was my first attempt at Lisa Frank. It was very fun. I knew the leopard would be really, really fun, and it was. So just go for it. Go for it. I struggled a bit with the eyes today, I'm going to be honest, on all of the characters. All of them. Because their eyes were so tiny, and these were the biggest eyes I had today. But yeah, so I'm just outlining with a little bit of purple. You can see in the eyes they have like a little bit of a purple detail before the black. So that's what I'm doing, just getting that purple in there. There's so many colors. So also when it's so small, you kind of do have to like pick and choose what stays and what goes. And I have a better examples of that in the other characters. But right here, looking good. We can almost get all the details for the leopard, which is nice. And now I'm going in with my liner, black liner gel, and outlining the eyes just a little bit, and just go little by little slowly to get that look that you want. So big thing I want to know is make sure your blacks are all the way cured. I think I just had I was just using a certain like light, and I was putting the press on under the part where the light wasn't, so it wasn't like curing perfectly. So you can see I smudged under the eye a little bit, which is fine. I can definitely fix that, but I make a much worse mistake later doing this again, but I'll keep that in, it's fine, so you guys can see what happened. But now this is what I mean. Just throw the dots on there. Even though you're probably like, oh no, like no. I put a top coat over the line before I did this because it was my first try, so I wanted to make sure I could just wipe it off easily and it would be fine. You don't necessarily need to do that because everything is supposed to be cured fine, and you just wipe it off with alcohol. But if you do acetone, the skinny black lines might come off. So that's the reason I top coated it, like just to be safe, but I usually don't do that. But now we're just placing the spots. I'm kind of trying to place them, I don't know if you can tell, but there's like, they're going like around the head. Like if you were going to like, if there was like a circle around the head, it's kind of like that type of shape. So I kind of tried to place them like that. But it really does not matter. And then the little cheek parts, I just put little tiny dots and tried to replicate like where the whiskers would be. And you just really have to go for it. I'm just doing the same for the body. There's like a little bit like bigger chunks of black for the body. And the one I really just wanted to emphasize was that V under the like face, under the mouth, because I feel like that really gives like that emphasis of that spot, like the white spot. It gives emphasis right there, like the collarbone area. So that's what I wanted to make sure. And now I'm doing the same technique that I did for the background and putting those dots in little areas and then adding the black around the dots, and then you'll get that cute little leopard pattern, and it's just gonna look so lovely. Now I just saw that there was purple on the nose, so I'm adding the purple, and then I just go in with a few finishing touches. So I'm just staring at the picture, seeing if there's anything I want to add, more black spots, a little more white, anything like that. And then once I cure this, catastrophe. Look what happens. Oh my God. So just make sure your black is cured before. I basically just took alcohol, wiped it, cleaned it, and then it wasn't so much of it was messed up. Most of it was cured, so it was fine. But just make sure your black is cured, please, because that really bothered me. But anyway, I didn't show when I fixed it because I was angry. But now we're jumping right into the dolphin. So dolphin, I'm doing the blue water, and we're just gonna do the 2 dolphins. There's a lot more in this picture. I edited some. There was even more in the picture. I just edited it out, but we did blue. Now we're doing a little darker blue. I'm taking my 15mm brush and just swiping like not perfect at all, but just swiping to get that water emphasis. And that is going to be our base for the dolphins. I'm going in with white again for these dolphins. I just again felt like this was the easiest way to get the animals placed in the water. And I go through and mess with this shape a lot. So you'll see me like just going back and forth, wiping some white off, not like, there's a lot of fidgeting with it, but that's totally fine. Take your time. These are Lisa Frank nails. They're going to be difficult. So you need to accept you're going to be sitting there for a while. So if you have to keep adjusting to get it the exact way that you want. I'll place the other dolphin and then we will move on to the color. Now we're going in with the color, which is really fun for the dolphins. I really liked it. So now we're going in with first purple. I just used that purple that I have, and then I'm just getting everything placed. And this is nice because it really shows the emphasis of like where the dolphin's underbelly is, like where that arm is underneath. So like now it makes sense why it looks a little bit short, stuff like that. So just keep that in mind. And we just keep on placing. Here at the bottom of the dolphin, I just put a little bit of a darker blue because I don't want it to be exactly the same blue as the water, because again, we're not doing an outline. And then I'm just going back in with that lighter blue and placing it for the rest of where the blue is needed for the dolphin. And on this one, I really don't put as much emphasis on the blending There I just kind of put the colors like right next to each other really, because the leopard was furry, so I felt it was more necessary for the blending to be better. But now the dolphin, super shiny and smooth, I don't think it's as necessary, so I didn't put as much emphasis on the blending of the dolphins. So here in this dolphin, I do a little bit of a trick because it's kind of like that green color. So basically I do this dark blue, and then I'm going to put a greenish color on top of that because it's kind of transparent. So I think it gives the color that I wanted it to give. So we're putting the purple in, and then I'll show you guys in just a second. Come on, Gabby. There we go. I put a little bit of lime green on top of that dark blue, and it kind of gave that color that I wanted it to give. And because I didn't want it to be like lime green, I just wanted it to be that blue in the background definitely toned down the lime green and gave it more of the color that I wanted. And now here I'm putting a little bit of light blue on the underbelly of the dolphin. You can see in the picture there's a little bit of light blue. I could have emphasized it a little bit more, but it's okay. I still want that, like basically like a reflection of the water is what I'm assuming that is on the white of the dolphin. Here we're going in with the eyes. They're so tiny on the little dolphins. I tried to make them a little bit bright. And this is like, you see that water like reflection on the dolphin on the left most prominently. So that's what I did. I just mixed white and clear. And now you all probably could have done that with the milky white as well. I just mixed white and clear on my palette, and I'm just doing a little free flowing lines. This one was a little bit harder it was just coming out a little bit weird to me, but I just kept going, and it still gives that effect. And I just do little highlights here and there as the picture shows as well, like on the fins and stuff like that, which was kind of nice because it gave that shiny look of dolphins, which was cool. And now I'm doing little bubbles. So here is where I made some creative liberties because I didn't want to have all that dolphin on the bottom. So I just put a line under each dolphin, and then I put baby blue dots and now white dots to give kind of that bubbles, like foam or splash in the water type of look for the dolphins, because not everything in this picture is going to be on the nail, you gotta pick and choose. And then now we're doing the clouds. So clouds are pretty easy. You just take a small daughter tool for this one and then place them how you want. And then I'm gonna take my baby blender brush and blend out the bottom of the clouds just like that. And I just keep blending and keep blending. The clouds I made were a little bit dark, so I would just go up into the upper cloud, I guess, and then take some of that product away, and it gives you more of a transparent cloud instead of the like white clouds I have currently. So I just keep doing that until I like it. Here is what I was talking about with these small eyes. Super small, but I just do a little black eyelashes and a little bit of a black curve around one side of the eye. And that's really what I do. And then I go in there, do my little dot of a pupil, and there you go. It's looking good. Make sure it's all cured. Do not make that mistake again. So, and now we're moving on to the planet. So I did this one on the pinky. It's more of a simple one. But this one was a little challenging for me, to be honest. But first I start off with a darker yellow
to start off the planet, and then I put kind of like a lighter like neon yellow on top because it was a little bit transparent and I wanted more of that neon yellow rather than just kind of this like orange yellow. So here I am putting that little neon yellow on the top. It gives me more of that bright yellow that I wanted, but not too bright, you know. And we just start off with the planets. So what I would have done differently here is I would have just stretched that, I would have lowered the purple line and stretched it longer so that there was a bigger space between the ring and the planet. So I still think it looks good how it ended up, but if you're doing it, I would just leave way more, I would leave more space between the ring and the planet. So that's my advice on this one. Okay, so here you can see that you cannot see the top of the planet anymore after the green. So instead of continuing with the next color above it, the yellow above the green ring, I just took the red and or the pink and did it under the purple. So it's not like that perfect like rainbow order, but this way I just felt it would look better because if I kept going on the ring on top, then try to extend the circle, I feel like it would have looked more like an oval instead of how it looks now. It looks a little bit more even. So I kind of just had to change my route as I was doing this one because it's looking a little crazy. So I was trying to make adjustments as I went along. So now I'm doing the smiley face, and then I will change up the ring a little bit because it looks a little short right now. So I will go back after the smiley face and extend it. So you can see here, I am adding more blue to the edge, more green to the edge, just to make it look a little bit longer. I just did not want to redo this nail. I'm sorry. I didn't want to do the ombre again. So we are just making it work. And I wanted, do you see that little star in the example? I just wanted to fill up the background with these little stars. I just did these two to begin with, but my sister was like, no, you need to fill that nail up more when she saw the picture. So I was like, you're right. So I added more stars, but you will see that in the reveal. You won't see that now. But yep, all I did was put a dot, and then I pulled out with my brush the little points and made them a little bit wider, made them a little less pointy, and then I put that little white emphasis on all the stars. And I added two more like at the end of this video, but you don't see that part, but there are two more in the reveal. Okay, so this one was definitely the biggest challenge of all of them. Okay, looking back, I would have done this one on the thumb, and I would have brought the dolphin to this finger because I feel like I could have easily fit the two dolphins on here and then the alien on the thumb. But it's fine. I think it still turned out good. But you can definitely do it on a finger like this, but I would just zoom in more than I do. So just want to prepare you guys. But anyway, this part, I loved this little rainbow swirl. So to get this rainbow swirl, I just took my 15mm brush and made a thick enough white line and a little squiggle across the whole nail. I thought it was so cute. I could have a set just like this, like just this ombre background with the like swirly rainbow. Loved it. So that's what I do here. And then I go kind of just like I did for the planet rings. I just do that again, but following the swirl. Now I just go bit by bit with each color, and it is easier when you're doing designs like this to use a longer brush because there's just much more forgiveness in a long brush. So for example, you could use like a 15 or a 20 millimeter brush, and like it's just much easier to glide the brush instead of like a short brush. Like imagine you're trying like with a pencil basically to draw a perfect swirl. It's much harder with a shorter brush. So I would get a longer brush for this technique and just go for every color. And I love it. It looks so fun and good. All right, now that that is done, we're going in. I'm just using my white, oh my gosh, my white again to place the heads. So this is where I would have zoomed in, make the heads bigger, okay? Because they're very small. There's a lot of details in this and it's very small. So anyway, I placed my heads down. I wanted to get them placed first before I placed the car, just because I wanted to make sure they were fitting on the nail the way I wanted them to. Now I'm going in with my lime green over the white. And I do have to go over this one or two more times because it's a pretty transparent color, but I think it looks nice. It looks nice and bright because of the white, so that's good. And then after this, we're gonna jump into the car. So the car, I started with blue because I feel like a lot of the car was blue for some reason. Yeah, I feel like it was evenly all the colors, but anyway, I felt like blue would be the easiest to draw on top of, instead of doing white. I could have just done white. I don't know why. I don't know why I chose blue, but I just chose blue. And now I'm just placing the shape of the car. I struggled with this a lot, so I took a lot of that out. But you just place until you get the shape perfect, keep messing with it, and then when you get the shape perfect, move on. So now I'm doing the wheels, so the bigger wheel in the front, a smaller wheel in the back, and then half circle wheel for the other side. And yeah, and then I go in with my shading gel and I kind of try to shape out the car. So when I'm drawing the art, I like kind of know where the different like spots of the car are, like the humps and bumps. This would obviously be better. Like I could have used that tool better if the car was a little bit bigger, but it was a little bit small. So I kind of just placed things as I went, as you will see. But that would just gives me a little bit of a guide of where things are so I know the curves happening. And now I'm just going in with the colors willy-nilly. I just didn't feel like I needed to follow the pattern perfectly because again, it is very small. So I just went in there with all the signature Lisa Frank colors, flowers, whatever I wanted to do. I just filled it all in and you guys can watch that. Here I try to go in again with the shading gel to get to re-emphasize the shapes of the car. I went in a little bit dark, so you will see me come in with a little bit of like wipe it off a little bit and then come in with a little bit of orange right here to try to fix that up a little bit. So I really tried my best on this car. I really tried my best. I definitely want to try it again, just to make, just because now I know like the little differences and stuff like that. So I'll definitely try it again later, but I do think overall composition, it looks good. I like it on the nail, like how it looks from, a distance, but I still like it. I love that the aliens had these little emphasis, the blue and the purple emphasis. I liked that. I think it was a cool way to have them have an outline. So I just did that all over the body. I love a good outline. So anywhere that I could throw an outline was great. So I just filled those in. Now I'm just putting in little details like the light blue on the wheel and then the purple on the bottom. Just anywhere I can get like a slight little detail, I did do that. And now we're doing the eyeballs. So his eyes are blue and her eyes are purple. And then it's just inverted purple on the inside and blue on the outside for them. And I'm just using my little tiny brush and pulling that shape down to get that real alien eye shape. and we will keep going. And I feel like putting the inside of the light eyes, and I also go back in with a white dot as well. The white dot on the eyes really is a nice emphasis on any character, so I really like that. And now I'm adding a little eyelashes. They were so small, so they came out a little thick, so it's okay. And now I'm using a darker green, so I just mix my shading gel with my green to get that little emphasis of under the neck and then the smile. So I felt like I definitely needed to add a little bit to the outside. So I just added the 2 planets that you see here in the inspo. There was more, but I just edited it out because it would have been too busy, I think, if I added like shooting stars and stuff. So we're just going with the 2 planets. And I just started with an orange, put a little a yellow on one side, pink on the other, blended it out a little bit, and then just threw some blue on there to get the planet and a little bit of texture, of course, as well. Now we are all done with the alien nails. So I used clear because I'm going to be wearing these and I feel like it's just better for me. But you could leave these matte too. I think they would look really beautiful matte as well. So now we're moving on to the last one. We're moving on to the cat. I was really excited for this one because I had so much fun doing the leopard. So I was very excited for the cat as well. And now I'm just starting off. I'm placing the cat. I didn't want the cat to be as zoomed in as the leopard because I wanted to make sure you could see a little bit of the wings because I feel like that's like one of the major points of this little kitty cat. So we're just placing the head, getting everything placed. I do the head, the ears, the body, but this one was really fun. I really was happy that I ended on this one. So for the wings, I just go straight in with the color of everything instead of doing the white because I didn't want to get confused on the placement of the cat while I was doing the wings. So we're just going to follow what the wings look like. Start with purple. I do it symmetrically. So I do one side and then I do the other side to make sure I'm doing everything symmetrically as I go because they're very symmetrical in the wings. For this part of the wing, I just do dots, pull the dots up, and then fill in that with my brush. I felt like that was the easiest way to do it. Instead of trying to make U's and swoop the U's, I just use a big dotter tool, dot, 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 and swipe it up. And that's what I do for the yellow layer. And then the bottom layer, I just use my brush. So this is a white cat. So the cat is emphasized by light blue, a little bit of pink, and a little bit of purple throughout the body to get all the shapes, and the emphasis is on the details of the cat. So I'm just using light blue going through everything. I probably could have made it a tad darker, but you can still see it. But I'm just going through, placing all of that, and then I'll go in and I'll do the stripes. I forgot I do this first, but I'm taking the white and I'm emphasizing all the little like fur on the cat. That was a big point. I think that's really important, and it looks super cute on the little kitty cat. So now we're doing the eyes, and the eyes are blue, and you can see that there's a little bit of green under the eyes, so I make sure to emphasize that as well. And I just swipe those under, and then we're gonna do the nose. Super cute. I just take the tiniest little bit on the tip of my brush and then pull it down into a triangle, and then here are the stripes. The stripes were so fun. I just went stripe by stripe. I just took the little bit on my brush, and then I just wipe it kind of on my napkin, and then I was able just to get a new color. I didn't have to like fully clean the brush every single time because there was such little product on my brush. So now we're going in, just doing all the stripes, really bringing the kitty cat to life. Now I'm doing just what I did with the blue, but now with pink. So I took some of the hot pink I have, mixed it with white, and now I'm just going through and emphasizing either over the blue and or other spots on the cat that have like the pink emphasis. You can see like on the right side there's a lot of pink, on the top you can see there's like a little bit of a pink, the leg, anything like that, just emphasizing little pink spots just to get those extra emphasis. Since it is a white cat, these little details are really important. And now we're going into the mouth, really light and cute. I probably would have made it a little bit darker, even though it's really light in the picture, but it's a little bit hard to see, and that's okay, but it still looks good. I like it a lot. The eyes on her were a little bit hard, but that's okay. If I did make any mess ups, I just went back in with my green or with my blue or green to fix it up a little bit. So don't worry. And now I'm going in with a little background. So they had these little swirls in the background. I thought they were so cute, and little stars. You can kind of see the stars like on the wings and on the halo. So we just did the little swirls and the little stars. I just placed those around, just a few of them, and then the stars, I wanted them to have a little like center belly. So I just take a little bit of clear and white and dot that right in the center of the little stars, just like that. And it was perfect. I thought it was so cute. So now that's all cured. We're going to get it top coated after this. When do I top coat it? Oh, just kidding. I took a little bit of my shading gel and just emphasized a little bit of the wings, just so you could see the feathers, basically. I thought that was a nice little touch, and it was a little bit needed. So that's what we did. And now here is the final of the kitty cat. So we're just going to top coat and that one will be done. And I'm going to show you guys all of them. You guys let me know which one was your favorite. Mine was definitely the leopard. I loved it so much. It was so much fun, with a close second with the dolphins. That was fun as well. So here it is on my hand. You guys can see it. Ooh, I use sticky tabs for my press-ons, just so you know, FYI. But thank you so much for suggesting this. I really love doing your guys' suggestions, and I had so much fun. I was intimidated by this, but I'm happy you guys asked me to do it because I did it and I love them now. So thank you so much. Subscribe if you want to see more. Like, comment your suggestions, and I will see you guys in the next one.